Kendra number one. This is a review copy that was provided to me by Antarctic Press for review purposes. I have not been paid for this review, but I did get this free copy to review it. Just like Dreadlock issue number one, which I did like. I really liked this one a lot. We're going to give this a really damn good score. This was a lot of fun. All right. Kendra, number one of three by Antarctic Press. I've got a link to their site in the description of this video. We're going to, of course, use my space system. So let's get right into the story. Now, the story is going to get a 1 point. The way it works is that if I think something is terrible, I'll give it 0 points. If I think it's absolutely amazing, I'll give it 2 points. Otherwise, you'll get your 1 point. So 1 point for the story. It involves Kendra, who is blue-haired, sort of a Red Sonja take. This is a very fun comic, kind of tongue-in-cheek, playing with the concepts of these fantasy movies. You could almost think like, remember Hundra, and what other, all of those, Ator or whatever, Ator, Conquest, those kind of, where they're not as good as Conan, but they're pretty fun anyways. This is sort of in that spirit. So this is a dream sequence here we start off with, which doesn't really play a big kind of factor. But it's just to show you a little bit of what she can kind of do and all that. And then the actual issue kind of starts. You got this great hag sorceress here. That's pretty funny. So this is definitely more played for fun and laughs a little bit, right? Just getting her suiting up and everything, and there you go. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a Deathstalker guy right there. He's got his little pig fellow. So again, Deathstalker is another example of this kind of story, especially Deathstalker 2. You know what? Thinking about it, Deathstalker 2 is a good comparison for this. Very fun. So she's looking, the story's a one. Look, it's okay. She's looking to sell her sword. She's looking for an adventure. She meets up with these guys who decide that they need help. Basically, it's this guy who's like, oh, my village was destroyed and they took shit. I need help and you're going to help. And then there's a fight with this other girl at the end, which is really cool. So yeah, good story. I'm going to give the pacing a 2 out of 2. This is actually a 45-page PDF that was provided to me, and I felt the pacing was amazing. As soon as I opened this up and I saw 45 pages, I thought, oh dear, why is this so long? But it actually went by very, very quickly. There's a lot of action, and it's fun. Having her walk around and just interact with people. Like here, she's she's looking for work, and they're like, no, you're too short, you're too tall, we can't use you. It's not overly wordy. It's sometimes, and there's great fantasy books out there, particularly Conan right now, of course, has been really good. Sometimes I find that they're a little bit too wordy, where you're like, it's like, just get on with the adventuring. And this really goes really fast. Cool looking villains too. So yeah, great pacing. Now I'm going to give the art a perfect score of 2 points. Now, whenever I do something like this, occasionally I'll get people saying, what are you telling me that this art here is better, than Neil Adams or something? I was like, well, no, what I'm saying is that for this comic book and the tone of this comic book, this art really suits it. This kind of bold, great colors here. It's a lot of like dynamic, poses and jumping, and you can see she's crashing here and like posing with the sword and flipping around and all that kind of stuff. Kind of bold lines and really, really bright colors and all that big super huge kick and everything. I really thought this looks awesome. It looks great to me. I really, really enjoy this art. And I think it works perfectly for this comic book, big time. Characters, I think I'm going to give the characters a 1.5. I was actually going to give it a score of 1 because I thought, Kendra herself is awesome. But I actually, I do like, so this kid comes in and he's like, his name is Ian. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's these weird fantasy names. They always got something weird. And he's like, oh, I need your help. And da, 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 da. And then this other mage guy comes in who's also helping out. And then you get the villains look cool. So I'm going to give it a 1.5. Now, I'm not giving it a 2 because the villains haven't really done anything yet. So you need good villains, right? So that hasn't happened yet. But I really like the heroes and I really like the setup. Now, this is a part 1 of 3, so keep that in mind. I'm assuming the villains will become more prominent in the next issue. But you do meet this other chick here, which I'm already halfway through this comic. I really don't want to go through this entire comic for you. This is a funny part with this thief guy, sort of like a kind of a riff on Bilbo here. I don't want to go through this whole comic, but they do meet this other girl who's really cool too with an eye patch, and there's a good fight with them. So the characters are very, very good. I'm going to give the enjoyment factor 2 points. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2 for enjoyment factor. I really liked this comic. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm very close to just giving it a 9 out of 10. And then in some respects, you could just say, look, it's a 10. I'm not scared to give 10s if I feel that they should be getting a 10. 10 doesn't mean it's absolutely spot on perfect. It just means that you're getting the best that you can get. This one is very close to it. I thought this was a really, really fun comic. So I'm going to highly recommend this one. Dreadlock was pretty good too. So check it out. The link is in the description. I'm not sure when this one is released. I'm getting these early copies, so just keep an eye out. Maybe bookmark the website, check it out. Definitely recommend this one if you like Deathstalker 2 for sure, or any of those kinds of movies, and if you like your girl heroes, your girl fantasy heroes like Red Sonja and all that. And I feel like I haven't been keeping up with Red Sonja, but I feel like if Red Sonja was more like this, I would be more, like into tracking it down, right? Anyways, so I really thought this was a great comic. That's it, guys. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out my other stuff, my reviews, and lots of live streams coming up, especially comic book related live streams. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.